back, everybody, to Warlord of SBAS, Torment, Tides of Numenera, episode 69. 69. Last time, we talked a little to everybody around here that could be talked to. At least anybody with a name. Found out crazy people, bitchy, and I totally forgot what I called them. I don't know. Bitchy and meaning. I don't care. Oh, sassy and bitchy.
I'm making a note.
Even among all your siblings in SBAS, the woman is remarkably beautiful. Clad in aroma mirrored colors, she carries herself with a distinct grace and ease. Her skin is dark brown, her hair is rippling, midnight black. Her violet eyes blaze momentarily as you approach, and she holds up your hand. Her voice is musical and sweet. You are most welcome here, brother. I am Adrias. I am the peacekeeper of SBAS. Word of your birth and exploits has reached us here already. She smiles. News travels fast in the cast-off world. As I'm sure you've already seen, Anaya Near's desire to speak to Mezov. I've even heard a rumor that you can alter the past, that you restored Medikina. She is a stranger to me, but I have two memories on the subject. One in which Medikina is whole, as we all know her now, another in which her mind is incomplete. She laughs. Perhaps my mind is the one that's incomplete. To have a Mirrorcaster here in which Mezov is said to appear, but he is a friend to me, as are all my family eventually, and I do not wish to expose him to danger. She shakes her head and smiles slightly. I must apologize. I do not mean to be rude, but if there is any chance it's true, I have some limited psychic ability. If you will permit me, I would examine your mind, get the truth of what rumors about your powers. You know what? Sure, go for it. You seem fine. This will take but a moment. She places a gentle finger on your forehead, and you feel a swirl of color thrill through your innermost core. A kaleidoscope of motion shakes you. A gamut of experience recognizes you, echoed and magnified and reflected. When she removes her hand, her eyes are wet with tears. Forgive my debate, brother. I believe you now. I believe you are capable of changing reality. Why would Asar have given him this ability? A side effect, perhaps, or?
Making a note.
She holds up a slender finger. But if anything, this makes me more leery of handing you a brother's Mirrorcaster. If you wish to speak to Mezov, you must prove to me that you can be entrusted with the minds of one of our brethren. You cured Medikina, but did you understand Tesh? Did you take care of his innermost self as well? Before I can give you the Mirrorcaster, I would have you speak with Mimleth Lavirium.
I know you're busy, but could we talk?
I'll talk to you in a second. It is my contention that we draw the sorrow to us with the abuse of the tides, which is why I do not use our tidal powers. I believe your use of those powers is inherently painful to those around us. For instance, was anyone with you when you woke to consciousness? Sure, I'll tell her the truth. Two people, and priest named Elagorn, the one you bat, and an elf named Calistege. She's right there. They were arguing as I woke. I'd wager any throwing attention snapped into sharp focus. If they were lovers, for example, they might have fallen deep into a love spell. But if they were breaking apart, your blast of tidal energy would have Reven? I'm pretty sure they meant driven here. Them destroyed their relationship. She pauses and you feel the tickle of your mind on yours. That's what happened, isn't it? They were not arguing for nothing. Go see Mellamouth. Ask him about the tides. When you've done that, we will speak further. Sure, as you wish. Rin wants to talk.
What was the dearest talking about? The tides, I mean. Tides are a thing an ocean has, not a person. What did she mean?
It's an invisible force. My body uses them to stay alive, among other things. Other things, she says, thoughtfully? Like hurting people? Not if I can help it. Good. That's good. The woman who stole my toll used to do that to me. She said it helped her. That she'd kill a grown-up if she couldn't use me. She brings a hand to her mouth. She hurt me. Made me feel sick, sad, and dying. I wanted to die. A lot. That's why I ran away. I know it's none of my business, and I probably won't even know if you do it. But promise you won't hurt anybody like that. Ever. I just can't. She sticks her head out, unable to finish. Sure. I promise, Ran. I won't do it. She breathes a sigh of relief. Thank you. She cuts off a mid-sentence to wrap her arms around you. After a moment, she lets you go. You go and backs away, brushing her hair from your face. I guess we have things to do still, right? How are you feeling? See if she says anything new. It's not seeming like it. Oh, you seem fine. Alright. No new Toki with you. Mammoth. I believe you were the one I was supposed to Toki to. Oh. Oh, good. You've gone back to bedevil me again. Andreas told me to come speak to you about the tides. You'll find none better equipped to answer the questions, certainly. The tides are an inextricable part of us. And he snaps to clap on one of the attachments on the one of the attachments on the tube. Wait, she sent you to me? She peers closely at you. He peers closely at you. Interesting. Every time I talk about the tides, she argues with me, as if she'd spent a fraction of the time I have to study them. What game is Andreas playing? She probably said that we were bringing pain through our existence. Let me enlighten you. Everyone brings pain to others. I have experienced so many lives and memories, and none of them common thread. And one of the common threads is all of them is pain. Do we hurt other people? We do. But how do we differ from any mortal in that regard? Show me someone without pain and I'll show you a corpse. He winks, and then I'll eat it.
Making a note.
We are imperfect. We leak tides, or absorb them. Or both. Our powers imping on the minds of others, on the nerve system, if you prefer. We draw strength from them. We change them in the process, and not usually for the better. This is regrettable, but unavoidable. Andreas might have said the sorrow is hunting. As before, we abused the ties of some or some such nonsense. But if that's the case, we're doomed by the nature of our existence. If true, why not use the power we have? Adros thinks the tide surge on my birth was responsible for devastating arguments between two humans. It is entirely possible. The tides are a psychic force, and when we're born, our minds snap into a particular shape and force out the residue. An unprotected mind nearby might well absorb some of the energy and react in unpredictable ways. Well, what of it? Does this change anything in your life? Two mortals had an argument. Oh no, boo-hoo. He turns to Calistige. From the look on your face, I'd guess one of those humans was you, he leers. Don't worry. It would have happened anyway. All the surge did was overwhelm your natural defense and push you into a decision more quickly. He stares at her more intently. Looks as if you've plenty of experience in making rash decisions already. If you're going to keep throwing yourself into things, you really ought to improve your defenses. Be prepared. Now a corpse eater is offering me advice? My thanks, but I'll keep my own counsel. He smiles beautifully. Yes. Discard the advice from the man who is centuries old and has the accumulated knowledge of untold lifetime. This is the best decision you've made all day, I'm certain. He quirks an eyebrow at you. This is one reason why most of us cease consorting with mortals. Except when we have to. We have such good advice for them, and they will always ignore it. How do you know so much about tides? He sighs exasperated and holds up his bony hand, folding his fingers back as he counts. 1, I'm hundreds of years old. I can devote that kind of time. 2, I am dedicated to knowledge. 3, I'll do anything in the pursuit. 4, I've learned to draw memories from dead people. 5, I sought the dead who could teach me about the tides. He lowers his fist. Follow the trail of thought. You'll find me at the end. That's how I know. And why do I do this, do you think? Let me tell you, since you're clearly one to ask that, it's because the changing man thought the tides were important. He used the tides to shape us. Do you want to know more about how we were created? I did, and so I searched the tides. The reason for this is that I am not an idiot, unlike so many of our siblings. Mema either doesn't hear or chooses to ignore our companion completely. What do you think? Sorrow pursues us. He waves a finger at you. I don't waste my time worrying about it. It's like worrying about death of the cosmos. It'll come sooner or later. You want superstition? Here's the list. Because of your mad creator, vengeance, sheer bloody madness, maybe in love, it loves the tides or loathes them. Could be it hates what we're doing with the tides. But if you talk with Drillis, say you'll find she never uses hers. I use mine all the time. Yet the sorrow would destroy us both. He adjusts one of his tubes on his outfit. I'll worry more about the deaths of others, and how I might gain some of their knowledge. Not about the first dead vendetta, nor our creator's desire to kill us, nor certainly not an unstoppable monster from the past. What do you mean when you said the tides were inescrutable part of us? Did you think you could come back from the dead because you were born lucky? Our bodies require tidal energy. Cut us off from the entity and we dissolve. It's the way we're structured, the way that our star created us. He invented a mental matrix and imposed it on the bodies he grew. I surmise that this matrix is what allows his consciousness to transfer and what allows the tidal energy to permeate our form without it. He grins and pulls his hands apart. Sploosh. But we have the advantage of being able to draw on this power for our own uses. He constructed each of us along different lines, and because of that, the patterns that hold us are different. Isn't any wonder that we should be able to channel this into tidal surges? What are the tides anyway? Where do they come from? You know that second energy field, the greater Synergist Protectorate? But the pockets of tidal activity are localized in the ninth world. That suggests that though they're a natural force, they also artificially induced civilians have risen around their use. Frowns. And civilizations have fallen. He scratches his nose. Odd thing, I have sought to decipher the accounts of those times, but the creatures that made them are strange. The star shows up in an image that sounds and spectral I can barely understand. He taps his head. That's why I sought that better method, and got the occasional disease. A strong mind doesn't want to share its memories with you, but everyone wants to be remembered. Talk to the voice long enough, and they realize you're the only true heir. Can you tell me any more history? Maybe if you eat my corpse, then when I'm dead, you can learn some of what I know. The knowledge I have too much for the spoken words. Okay. Cool. Neat. Wasn't he the one I was supposed to talk to get more story of Ohm? Learn about the tides and speak to Ohm again. Alright. I did that. Ohm. Question you. Other questions? Can I examine you? Was blah blah blah. Let's speak. Have left your mouth. You see the same image you saw before. I figure from another reality, another dimension. Huh? Wasn't him? Someone's eyes again? And something interesting you need, but alright. I still need to talk to somebody else. Apparently these were not the people I need to talk to. Actually, let's move on. Alright, I talked to him.
As you wish.
Back to her. I talked to him, like you said. Have you spoken with Melmoth? Melmoth? Then? What did he say? He said that the tides are within us all, that we should use our powers as necessary. She laughs. I imagine he called me a fool and worse. He has done more research into the tides than anyone else here in Malavas. Tell me, did he say anything else? I should ask where your powers come from, if not the tides. I awoke with them. They are not, as far as I am aware, any manifestation of the tidal energies. It's not as though we have a measuring apparatus, of course, but I think I would know if I were using these forces. At any rate, I sent you to speak to Melmoth. Do you believe that he has conducted his studies with anything but his own power in mind? He Students care deeply about the preservation of knowledge. So he says, and he has certainly gone to great lengths to do so. I don't believe in his position, nor his conclusion, but he may well have inflated the results to justify his actions. But he refuses my mind touch, and he rebuffs my attempts to inquire more deeply. My own personal views are, of course, irrelevant to the deeper truth that he has his own motives, and they may be purer than mine.
I'll remember that.
So I have another task for you. Adronis and Rama are arguing. The recent negotiations between the Caladan and Paz broke down. Those two have taken it hard. They are like to come to blows if they cannot be reconciled. She bows her head. If one strikes the other, the laws of Melivest are clear. The attacker will be evicted. I don't know if the Sorrow is truly more active, but they came here choosing safety. It is my wish that they have it. Please speak with them. Will he take control outside of their minds as well, or will he let them choose their own path? Alright. Let's go talk to these two again. Sup? By the looks of Raman and Adronis turn your way. You've interrupted a promising tangent of their apparently infinite argument. Adrius asked me to mediate your dispute. They react exactly like sullen children. Adronis folds his arms and turns away from you. Rama flashes and stares at her feet. Alright, she mutters at last. Tell us what you need to know. First, what exactly are you arguing about? To watch each other wearily for a moment, as if speaking first will somehow forthwith their argument. We mostly disagree, he says at last, on the amount of respect due our sire. He arches the cold eyebrow at Rama, a silent question. She gets a reluctant nod. Alright. Tell me what's troubling you, Adronis. You just don't understand her, he says, flinging his hands at Roma's direction. The Chinese god abandoned us at birth, then fed us lie after lie. Then he chose to speak with us at all. He claims he has a master plan. I see a man who serves himself, first and always. He doesn't care if we die, and even I care more if Rama dies than our sire does. Siblings? Ha! Sharing the bastard's consciousness doesn't make us related. He barks at a bitter laugh. Did you know that he sparked the whole war from my body? He got the first angry at me, then ditched the shell, leaving me to deal with the consequences. Good thing I first knew the difference between the face and the mind. He rubs his eyes. But Rama, look, I know how she feels. The sorrow is hunting us, all of us. It's nice to think that the Chin God has a plan to protect us. It's just not true, I know. He looks at Raman, then looks back at you. Dominant Gold. Damn it, he says, turning away. After a moment, you see why there was tears in his eyes. No, none of us want to kill each other. You saw that, right? His eyes hardened. But if I have to choose between someone brave enough to stand against our father and her, I'd drop her and mourn later. One whispers away, swaying and shuddering. That's your side, Rama. It's simple, brother. The endless battle is a test. Androna's side has been failing for centuries. Our creator managed to annoy the first enough that she started off in a huff. He even did it in Androna's body. You think that big oaf of all people will understand that our sire was thinking? She shakes her head, laughing. The fact of the matter is, our father created this sanctuary for us, to protect us from sorrow. But hiding it isn't a strategy. Eventually we'll have to take the battle to it. The gleam in her eyes is a banked fire. And then when that time comes, our father wants an army who will follow his orders without question. He allowed the first to spread her doubts, and the traitors among us have flocked to her side. She doesn't address a scornful look. The arm starts wrestling at his side, and a soft wave of nourishment circles through you. Don't tie to gold. Even so, I'm sure it hurt our father to discover that so many of his children are mistrusted him. She says, lowering her eyes, imagine how that feels, knowing that you'd have to kill some of your children to save the rest. And that's it, she says, with an elegant shrug. Simple, like I said. Adronis simply can't accept that his grand rebellion is all part of his father's plan. Can't accept that we owe our existence to our ongoing survival, and ongoing survival to him. She sneers at Adronis. If you hate his sanctuary so much, why not leave? And he wants to kill each other over it? Better to spend our lives in this war. In the war itself. Before making a decision, what sort of solution would satisfy you both? Neither of them speak a moment, and their faces are identical sculpture of surprise. I don't know, he says, glancing at Rama. Nothing you could say would make us take each other's side. And with apologies to Adreus, I don't want to get along with Rama. I've hated her for too long. No offense. Her lips course. Honestly, it doesn't offend me. She looks over at you. And we need a decision. We can't please both of us. Our points of view aren't ever going to line up. Alright. Her arms. Adronis and Rama still and stoic, showing no sign of the emotion they displayed before. In this moment, they look very much like family. Yep. We'll break the truce to kill each other over a point of view.
I'll remember that.
Adronis opens his mouth and shuts his mouth thoughtfully. Finally, he speaks. You're right. We're safe here, but the star is circling. If the rumors are true, I don't want to do its work. All right, she says, letting in a ragged breath. Let's talk about something else. Adronis, can we do that? No, gladly. All right. So I hopefully solved that to her satisfaction. So I'll leave it here, and next time we're going to continue with that in Sanctuary. So until next time, remember to embrace the chaos so you go mad. Bye.